Have you ever felt completely broken, like the weight of the world is crushing you? Do you wish you had the strength to face life's challenges without fear? Imagine a life where no obstacle is too great, where you can remain calm and composed no matter what comes your way. This is not a fantasy. This is the power of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has stood the test of time and can transform your life today. Stoicism isn't just about enduring pain and hardship without complaint. It's about mastering your mind and emotions, about finding peace and strength in the face of adversity. It's about learning to see the world clearly, without the fog of anxiety, anger, or frustration. And the best part? Anyone can learn and practice Stoicism. Stoicism began over 2,000 years ago in ancient Greece, founded by a man named Zeno of Citium. It was later developed by great thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king. These men lived in different times and faced different challenges, but they all found incredible strength and wisdom in the same simple principles. At its core, Stoicism teaches us one fundamental truth. We cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. This single idea can change your life. When you truly understand and accept this, you begin to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to grow stronger. Imagine you are driving to work and someone cuts you off. Your initial reaction might be anger, frustration, even rage. But what if you could pause, take a deep breath, and realize that this person's actions are beyond your control? What if, instead of letting your emotions take over, you chose to remain calm? This is the power of Stoicism in action. Think about all the times you've been hurt or disappointed by others. Maybe a friend betrayed you, or a loved one let you down. These moments can feel like they are breaking you apart. But Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control others' actions, we can control our own. We can choose how we respond. We can choose to forgive, to let go, and to move forward with strength and dignity. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions. It's about understanding them, recognizing them, and then choosing how to act. It's about cultivating a mindset that allows you to remain steady and strong, no matter what storms come your way. The Stoics believed in the dichotomy of control. This is the idea that there are things we can control and things we cannot. Our thoughts, actions, and attitudes are within our control. External events, the actions of others, and many circumstances are not. By focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and find true peace. Imagine waking up each day knowing that you have the power to decide how you will face whatever comes. You have the power to choose your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. You can choose to be brave, to be kind, to be wise. This is the essence of Stoicism. But Stoicism is not just about facing life's challenges. It's also about finding joy and contentment in the simple things. It's about appreciating what you have, rather than constantly yearning for what you don't. It's about living in the present moment, fully and completely, without being dragged down by regrets about the past or fears about the future. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoics, wrote extensively about the importance of living in the present. He reminded himself daily that life is fleeting and that we must make the most of every moment. He wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This reminder is not meant to be morbid, but to inspire us to live fully and intentionally. When you embrace Stoicism, you start to see life differently. You realize that every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Every setback is a chance to become stronger. Every difficult person is a teacher, helping you to practice patience, forgiveness, and compassion. Stoicism also teaches us the importance of virtue. The Stoics believed that a good life is one lived in accordance with virtue. Wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance were the four cardinal virtues they held dear. By striving to live virtuously, we find true happiness and fulfillment. Wisdom is the ability to see things as they truly are, to understand the nature of reality. It's about making good decisions and learning from our experiences. Courage is the strength to face our fears, to stand up for what is right, and to persevere in the face of adversity. Justice is about treating others with fairness and kindness, about living in harmony with those around us. Temperance is the ability to control our desires and impulses, to live a balanced and moderate life. By practicing these virtues, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. We become the masters of our own destiny, unshaken by the storms of life. Stoicism is not a quick fix. It's a lifelong journey of self-improvement and growth, but the rewards are immense. By embracing Stoic principles, you can transform your life. You can find strength in the face of adversity, peace in the midst of chaos, and joy in the simple moments. So, how do you start practicing Stoicism? Begin by reflecting on what you can and cannot control. Write down your thoughts, actions, and attitudes that are within your control, and the external events and actions of others that are not. Make a conscious effort to focus on what you can control and let go of the rest. Practice gratitude daily. Take a few moments each day to reflect on the things you are grateful for. This simple practice can shift your focus from what you lack to what you have, bringing more joy and contentment into your life. Embrace challenges as opportunities to grow. When faced with a difficult situation, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger? By reframing challenges in this way, you begin to see them not as obstacles, but as stepping stones to greater strength and wisdom. Cultivate mindfulness. Take time each day to be present in the moment, whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simply taking a walk in nature. Mindfulness helps you to remain calm and centered, no matter what is happening around you. Seek wisdom from the Stoics. Read the works of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Reflect on their teachings and apply their wisdom to your own life. There is a wealth of knowledge in these ancient texts waiting to be discovered. Remember, Stoicism is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about striving to be better today than you were yesterday. It's about embracing the journey with all its ups and downs and finding strength and peace along the way. You have the power to transform your life. You have the power to face any challenge with courage and grace. You have the power to find peace and joy, no matter what life throws your way. Embrace Stoicism and discover the strength within you. You will never be broken. Now that we've introduced the fundamental ideas of Stoicism, let's dive deeper into its origins and the wisdom of its great teachers. Knowing where these powerful principles come from can give you a deeper appreciation and a stronger foundation to build on. Picture ancient Greece, over 2,000 years ago, where a shipwrecked merchant named Zeno of Citium found himself in Athens. Zeno had lost everything, but in this moment of complete loss, he stumbled upon something extraordinary: philosophy. Zeno sought wisdom from the best teachers in Athens, eventually founding his own school of thought, Stoicism. This philosophy would grow and spread, influencing countless lives through the centuries. Imagine losing everything you own. Most of us would feel devastated, lost, and hopeless. But Zeno turned his misfortune into the beginning of something powerful. He discovered that true strength comes not from external possessions, but from within. This is the first lesson we can learn from the origins of Stoicism. Your greatest strength lies within you, not in the things you own or the circumstances you face. Zeno's teachings laid the groundwork for Stoicism, but it was his successors who expanded and deepened the philosophy. One of the most influential Stoic philosophers was Epictetus, a former slave who became a respected teacher. Epictetus taught that while we cannot control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. This echoes our previous discussion on the dichotomy of control. Think about Epictetus's life. Born into slavery, enduring hardships and oppression, yet he rose above his circumstances. His teachings remind us that no matter how dire our situation, we always have the power to choose our response. This power of choice is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. No one can take away your ability to choose your attitude and your actions. This realization can be incredibly liberating and empowering. Epictetus emphasized the importance of focusing on our own thoughts and actions rather than external events. He used a simple but profound analogy. Life is like a banquet. Some things are within our reach, like the food on our plate, while others are out of our control, like the behavior of other guests. By concentrating on what is within our reach and letting go of what is not, we can find peace and contentment. Let's bring this idea into a modern context. Think about your daily life, your job, relationships, and personal challenges. How often do you stress about things beyond your control? Maybe it's a difficult boss, a traffic jam, or the economy. Epictetus's teachings encourage us to shift our focus inward, to our own reactions and attitudes. When you start doing this, you'll notice a significant reduction in stress and anxiety. You'll feel more in control, not of the world around you, but of your inner world. Seneca, another prominent Stoic philosopher, was a statesman and advisor to the Roman Emperor Nero. Despite his high status, Seneca faced exile and immense personal trials. His writings offer practical advice on dealing with adversity and achieving tranquility. Seneca believed that true happiness comes from within and is not dependent on external circumstances. Consider Seneca's words. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. How many times have you found yourself worrying about things that never actually happen? Our minds can create elaborate scenarios of fear and anxiety, but Stoicism teaches us to confront reality as it is. By focusing on the present moment and accepting it without judgment, we can reduce unnecessary suffering. Seneca also wrote about the importance of preparing for adversity. He believed that by imagining the worst-case scenario, we could lessen its impact if it ever occurred. This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, helps us build resilience. For example, if you fear losing your job, imagine what you would do if it happened. Visualize yourself handling the situation with calm and resourcefulness. This mental preparation can make you feel more confident and less fearful. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, was perhaps the most famous Stoic. As Roman emperor, he faced immense pressure and responsibility. Yet, through his private writings, later published as Meditations, we see a man deeply committed to Stoic principles. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to live according to nature, to accept what happens without complaint, and to strive for virtue in all actions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This powerful statement reinforces the Stoic belief in focusing on our inner world. When you feel overwhelmed by external pressures, remember these words. Your strength lies in your ability to control your mind, to choose how you respond to life's challenges. Marcus Aurelius's life was filled with wars, political turmoil, and personal loss. Yet, through it all, he maintained his commitment to Stoicism. His writings are a testament to the power of this philosophy to guide and support us in the most difficult times. If a Roman emperor, burdened with the weight of an entire empire, could find peace and wisdom through Stoicism, so can we. Now that we've explored the origins and key figures of Stoicism, let's reflect on what this means for you. These ancient philosophers faced immense challenges, yet they found strength, peace, and wisdom in Stoicism. Their lives and teachings show us that it is possible to remain unbroken, no matter what life throws at us. As you continue your journey with Stoicism, draw inspiration from Zeno, Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. Remember their struggles and triumphs. Let their wisdom guide you. Stoicism is not just an ancient philosophy, it's a practical and powerful way to live. It teaches us that true strength comes from within, that we have the power to control our responses, and that we can find peace and contentment regardless of our circumstances. Start incorporating Stoic practices into your daily life. Reflect on the dichotomy of control. Practice gratitude and mindfulness. Embrace challenges as opportunities to grow. Seek wisdom from the teachings of the great Stoic philosophers. By doing so, you will build resilience, find inner peace, and live a life of virtue and fulfillment. Remember, you are stronger than you think. You have within you the power to face any challenge, to remain unbroken, and to find joy in the simple moments. Embrace Stoicism and let it transform your life. You will never be broken. As we delve further into Stoicism, let's explore one of its most powerful and practical concepts, the dichotomy of control. This idea is at the heart of Stoic philosophy, and understanding it can bring profound changes to your life. It teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot, freeing us from unnecessary stress and suffering. Imagine waking up each day knowing exactly where to direct your energy and attention. Instead of getting caught up in worries about things beyond your control, you channel your efforts into what you can influence. This shift in focus can transform your life, bringing more peace, clarity, and effectiveness. The dichotomy of control is simple but profound. It divides all aspects of life into two categories: things we can control and things we cannot. We can control our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. We cannot control external events, the actions of others, or the outcomes of our efforts. By concentrating on what we can control and accepting what we cannot, we can live more peacefully and purposefully. Think about a recent situation that upset you. Maybe it was a disagreement with a colleague, a traffic jam, or an unexpected bill. Ask yourself, which parts of this situation were within your control? Perhaps you could control your reaction, your communication, and your decisions. The traffic jam and the bill, however, were beyond your control. Recognizing this distinction helps you focus your energy on productive actions rather than futile worries. This doesn't mean we should ignore problems or passively accept everything that happens to us. Instead, it means taking effective action where we can make a difference and practicing acceptance where we cannot. This balance is key to Stoic resilience. One powerful way to practice the dichotomy of control is through a daily exercise. Each morning, take a few moments to reflect on your day ahead. Identify the aspects that are within your control and those that are not. For example, you can control how you approach your tasks, your attitude towards others, and your responses to challenges. You cannot control other people's actions, unexpected events, or outcomes that depend on many factors. By clarifying these distinctions, you set yourself up for a day of focused and effective action. When you encounter a challenge, remind yourself to focus on what you can control. This practice can reduce anxiety and increase your sense of empowerment. Consider how this approach can change your perspective on a challenging situation. Imagine you're preparing for a job interview. You can control your preparation, your punctuality, and your attitude. You cannot control the interviewer's mood, the competition, or the final decision. By focusing on your preparation and performance, you put yourself in the best possible position, regardless of the outcome. Another practical application of the dichotomy of control is in relationships. We often get frustrated when others don't behave as we expect or wish, but we cannot control other people's actions or feelings. We can control our own behavior, our communication, and our boundaries. By focusing on these aspects, we can maintain healthier and more balanced relationships. Think about a time when you felt hurt by someone's actions. Reflect on what was within your control, your response, your feelings, and your actions. You couldn't control the other person's behavior. By focusing on your own actions and feelings, you can find a sense of peace and empowerment, regardless of what others do. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, emphasized this principle. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote encapsulates the essence of the dichotomy of control. It reminds us that our power lies in our responses, not in the events themselves. Imagine facing a significant setback, like losing a job or experiencing a breakup. These events can feel overwhelming, but Stoicism teaches us to focus on our reactions. We can choose to view these setbacks as opportunities for growth, to learn from the experience, and to move forward with resilience. This shift in perspective can make a world of difference in how we handle life's challenges. The dichotomy of control also helps us build emotional resilience. When we focus on what we can control, we become less reactive to external events. We develop a steadier, more balanced emotional state. This doesn't mean we suppress our emotions, but we learn to respond to them thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. For instance, when faced with criticism, instead of immediately feeling hurt or defensive, we can pause and reflect. We can control how we interpret the criticism and how we respond. Maybe there is valuable feedback to consider, or maybe the criticism is unfounded. Either way, we decide our response. This practice of thoughtful response rather than impulsive reaction is a key part of Stoic emotional mastery. It allows us to navigate life with more calm and clarity, making better decisions and maintaining inner peace. Seneca, another prominent Stoic, wrote about the importance of training our minds to focus on what we can control. He said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This mastery of self is about controlling our thoughts, emotions, and actions, regardless of external circumstances. It's about cultivating an inner strength that cannot be shaken by outside events. In modern life, we are constantly bombarded with information, opinions, and distractions. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and out of control, but by practicing the dichotomy of control, we can reclaim our sense of agency. We can decide where to focus our attention and energy, reducing the impact of external chaos. Consider how this principle can be applied to managing stress. Many of our stresses are external and beyond our control: deadlines, traffic, other people's behavior. But we can control our responses, our time management, our breathing, our attitudes. By focusing on these controllable aspects, we can manage stress more effectively and maintain our well-being. The dichotomy of control also teaches us to accept what we cannot change. Acceptance is not resignation, but a peaceful acknowledgement of reality. It allows us to conserve our energy for things we can influence and to let go of futile struggles. This acceptance brings a sense of peace and reduces unnecessary suffering. Imagine a situation where you're facing a health challenge. While you cannot control the diagnosis, you can control your lifestyle, your treatment choices, and your mindset. By focusing on these aspects, you empower yourself to take constructive action and find peace in the journey. Practicing the dichotomy of control requires daily effort and mindfulness. It's not a one-time realization, but an ongoing practice. By consistently applying this principle, you build a habit of focusing on what truly matters, leading to a more peaceful and empowered life. Remember, the power to change your life lies in your hands. By embracing the dichotomy of control, You can navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. You can reduce stress, build emotional strength, and find peace amidst the chaos. This simple yet profound principle is a cornerstone of Stoicism, guiding you to a life of greater fulfillment and inner peace. As you continue your journey with Stoicism, keep practicing this principle. Reflect daily on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. Embrace this mindset, and you will find that you are stronger and more resilient than you ever thought possible. You will discover the power within you to face any challenge, to remain unbroken, and to live a life of purpose and peace. Building on the powerful principle of the dichotomy of control, let's explore another vital concept in Stoicism: the power of perception. Our perception shapes our reality. How we interpret and respond to events can make all the difference between suffering and peace, between feeling broken and feeling strong. Think about the last time you faced a difficult situation. Maybe it was an argument with a loved one, a mistake at work, or a personal setback. How did you perceive it? Did you see it as a disaster, or did you see it as an opportunity to learn and grow? This difference in perception can completely change your experience of the event. The Stoics believed that events themselves are neutral. It is our perception and interpretation that give them meaning. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them, and it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now." This means that we have the power to change our experience by changing our perception. Imagine waking up to a rainy day. One person might see it as gloomy and disappointing, while another might see it as refreshing and necessary for growth. The rain is the same, but the perception is different. This is the power of perception in action. Our minds are incredibly powerful, and the stories we tell ourselves shape our reality. If you tell yourself that you are unlucky, that life is unfair, or that you are a victim, you will perceive and experience life in a way that reinforces these beliefs. But if you tell yourself that you are resilient, that challenges are opportunities, and that you have the power to choose your response, your experience will shift dramatically. Changing your perception starts with awareness. Begin by noticing the thoughts and judgments you have about different situations. Are they negative or positive? Are they helping you or holding you back? By becoming aware of your habitual thoughts, you can start to challenge and change them. One effective technique to shift your perception is to reframe your thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, try to reframe the thought in a more positive or neutral way. For example, if you think, "I can't handle this," reframe it to, "This is challenging, but I can find a way through it." This simple shift can change your entire experience of the situation. Another powerful practice is gratitude. When you focus on what you are grateful for, you shift your perception from what is lacking to what is abundant. This doesn't mean ignoring problems, but it means balancing your perspective with appreciation. Start each day by listing 3 things you are grateful for. This habit can transform your mindset over time. Consider how perception affects your relationships. If you perceive others' actions through a lens of suspicion or negativity, you are likely to experience conflict and tension. But if you choose to see others with compassion and understanding, your interactions will be more positive and harmonious. This doesn't mean ignoring harmful behavior, but it means choosing to see the good in people and responding with empathy. Think about a time when someone's actions hurt you. Instead of seeing it as a personal attack, try to understand their perspective. Maybe they were having a bad day, or they were dealing with their own challenges. By shifting your perception, you can reduce your own suffering and respond more effectively. The power of perception also applies to how we see ourselves. Many of us have internalized negative beliefs about ourselves, often stemming from past experiences or criticisms. These beliefs can limit us and cause unnecessary suffering. But Stoicism teaches us that we have the power to change these perceptions. Start by challenging your negative self-beliefs. If you think, "I'm not good enough," ask yourself, "Is this really true? What evidence do I have that I am capable and worthy?" By questioning and reframing these beliefs, you can start to see yourself in a more positive light. Visualization is another powerful tool to change your perception. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing yourself handling challenges with strength and grace. See yourself achieving your goals and living a fulfilling life. This practice can help shift your perception of what is possible and boost your confidence. Our perception also shapes our resilience. When we perceive challenges as opportunities to grow, we become more resilient. We see setbacks not as failures, but as valuable experiences that teach us important lessons. This mindset helps us bounce back stronger from adversity. Think about a challenging experience you've had. Reflect on what you learned from it and how it helped you grow. By focusing on the growth and learning, you can shift your perception from negative to positive. This doesn't mean denying the pain or difficulty, but it means finding meaning and strength in it. The Stoics also believed in the importance of living in accordance with nature. This means accepting the natural flow of life and not resisting what happens. When we resist reality, we create suffering. But when we accept it and adapt, we find peace. This is closely tied to perception. By perceiving life's events as part of the natural order, we can find acceptance and serenity. Imagine you are stuck in traffic. Instead of seeing it as a frustrating waste of time, try to see it as an opportunity to practice patience and mindfulness. Use the time to listen to an inspiring podcast or reflect on your day. This shift in perception can turn a negative experience into a positive one. Meditation is a valuable practice to cultivate a positive perception. By regularly sitting in stillness and observing your thoughts without judgment, you can develop greater awareness and control over your mind. This helps you to see things more clearly and respond more thoughtfully. Another Stoic practice that helps with perception is negative visualization. This involves imagining the worst-case scenario and preparing for it mentally. This might seem counterintuitive, but it can help you appreciate what you have and reduce fear of loss. By visualizing loss, you become more grateful for what you have and more resilient if it happens. For example, imagine losing something important to you, like your job or a relationship. Think about how you would cope and what steps you would take to recover. This practice can make you more resilient and appreciative of what you have now. Remember, perception is powerful. By choosing to see challenges as opportunities, by practicing gratitude and mindfulness, and by reframing negative thoughts, you can transform your experience of life. You can find strength and peace, no matter what happens. As you continue your journey with Stoicism, keep practicing the power of perception. Notice your thoughts and challenge negative ones. Reframe situations in a positive light. Practice gratitude and mindfulness. Embrace challenges as opportunities to grow. By doing so, you will build a resilient and peaceful mindset, capable of facing any challenge with grace and strength. You will discover the incredible power within you to shape your reality and live a fulfilling life. You will never be broken. Building on the transformative power of perception, let's delve into the idea of embracing adversity. Life is full of challenges, and while it's natural to wish for an easy path, true strength and growth come from facing difficulties head-on. Embracing adversity is a key principle of Stoicism that can empower you to live a more resilient and fulfilling life. Imagine a blacksmith forging a sword. The metal must be heated, hammered, and tempered to become strong and sharp. Similarly, our character and strength are forged through the challenges we face. Instead of avoiding difficulties, Stoicism teaches us to welcome them as opportunities to grow and become stronger. Think about a time when you faced a significant challenge. Maybe it was a personal loss, a career setback, or a health issue. At the moment, it may have felt overwhelming, but looking back, can you see how it shaped you? Adversity often teaches us our most valuable lessons and reveals strengths we didn't know we had. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." This means that it's in times of adversity that our true character is revealed. When things are easy, we can coast along without much effort. But when we face hardship, we have the chance to demonstrate resilience, courage, and wisdom. Consider a tree growing on a windy hilltop. The constant wind forces the tree to grow stronger roots to withstand the pressure. Similarly, adversity helps us develop deeper inner strength and resilience. It forces us to dig deep, find our grounding, and stand firm. One way to embrace adversity is to reframe your challenges. Instead of seeing them as obstacles, see them as opportunities. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this situation help me grow? This shift in perspective can make a huge difference in how you experience and handle difficulties. Think about a recent challenge you've faced. Reflect on how you responded and what you learned from the experience. Maybe you discovered new strengths or gained valuable insights. By focusing on the growth and learning, you can turn adversity into a positive force in your life. Another important aspect of embracing adversity is developing a mindset of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to keep going even when things get tough. It's about having the inner strength to persevere and overcome. One practical way to build resilience is through small daily challenges. Push yourself out of your comfort zone regularly. This could be through physical exercise, learning a new skill, or tackling a difficult task at work. By facing and overcoming small challenges, you build the mental and emotional muscle needed to handle bigger ones. Imagine training for a marathon. You don't start by running 26 miles. You start with shorter distances, gradually building up your endurance and strength. Similarly, by consistently facing smaller challenges, you build the resilience needed to handle life's larger adversities. Another powerful tool for embracing adversity is the practice of negative visualization, a Stoic exercise where you imagine the worst-case scenario. This might sound pessimistic, but it can actually reduce fear and increase gratitude. By mentally preparing for the worst, you become more resilient and appreciative of what you have. For example, imagine losing your job. Think about how you would cope, what steps you would take, and how you would rebuild. This exercise helps you prepare mentally and emotionally, reducing the fear of loss. It also makes you more grateful for your current situation, knowing it's not guaranteed. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca often practiced negative visualization to build resilience and gratitude. They understood that life is unpredictable and that being prepared for adversity makes us stronger and more appreciative. Acceptance is another crucial element in embracing adversity. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means recognizing reality as it is and working with it, not against it. When we accept what we cannot change, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and can focus our energy on what we can control. Imagine you're caught in a sudden storm. You can't control the weather, but you can choose how to respond. You can panic and get soaked, or you can find shelter and wait it out. Acceptance helps us navigate life's storms with grace and resilience. When facing adversity, it's also important to maintain a sense of purpose. Having a clear sense of purpose gives us direction and motivation, helping us persevere through difficulties. Reflect on your values and goals. What is most important to you? What drives you? Keeping these in mind can help you stay focused and resilient when challenges arise. Think about a challenging project at work. If you see it as just another task, it might feel overwhelming. But if you see it as a step towards your career goals, it becomes more meaningful and manageable. Purpose gives us the strength to keep going, even when the going gets tough. Support from others is also essential in embracing adversity. Stoicism doesn't mean facing challenges alone. Reach out to friends, family, or mentors for support and advice. Sharing your struggles and receiving encouragement can boost your resilience and help you see things from a different perspective. Imagine climbing a mountain. It's easier and more enjoyable with a supportive team. Similarly, life's challenges are more manageable when you have a strong support system. Don't hesitate to seek help and lean on others when needed. Another practical way to embrace adversity is by practicing self-compassion. Be kind to yourself when facing difficulties. Acknowledge your efforts and recognize that it's okay to struggle. Treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer a friend. Think about how you talk to yourself during tough times. Are you critical and harsh, or supportive and understanding? By practicing self-compassion, you build a more resilient and positive mindset. Remember, it's okay to struggle, and it's okay to ask for help. Finally, remember that adversity is temporary. No matter how tough things get, they will eventually pass. This understanding can give you hope and strength to keep going. Reflect on past challenges you've overcome. Remember that you've faced difficult times before and emerged stronger. Life is a series of ups and downs. Embracing adversity means accepting this reality and seeing each challenge as an opportunity to grow. By practicing resilience, acceptance, and self-compassion, you can navigate life's difficulties with grace and strength. As you continue your journey with Stoicism, embrace adversity as a teacher and a catalyst for growth. Remember that each challenge you face is an opportunity to develop your inner strength and resilience. You have the power to turn adversity into a positive force in your life. You are stronger than you think, and you will never be broken. As we continue our journey into Stoicism, let's explore a practice that is both liberating and powerful: the art of detachment. Detachment doesn't mean being indifferent or uncaring. Instead, it means maintaining a healthy distance from material possessions and external outcomes, finding joy in simplicity and focusing on what truly matters. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with unnecessary items. Every step feels burdensome and exhausting. Now, imagine lightening your load, keeping only what is essential. Suddenly, your journey becomes easier and more enjoyable. This is what detachment can do for your life. Our modern world often equates happiness with material possessions and external achievements. We are bombarded with messages telling us to buy more, achieve more, and be more. But this constant striving can lead to stress, anxiety, and a sense of emptiness. Stoicism teaches us that true happiness comes from within, not from external things. Think about the last time you bought something you really wanted. How long did the happiness last? Often the excitement fades quickly, and we find ourselves wanting something else. This endless cycle of desire and dissatisfaction is exhausting. Detachment breaks this cycle by shifting our focus from external possessions to inner fulfillment. One way to practice detachment is to simplify your life. Take a look at your belongings and ask yourself what truly adds value and joy to your life. Declutter your space, letting go of items that no longer serve a purpose. This process can be incredibly freeing, both physically and mentally. Consider your digital life as well. How much time do you spend on social media, constantly comparing yourself to others? This comparison trap can lead to feelings of inadequacy and unhappiness. By detaching from the need for external validation, you can find peace and contentment within yourself. Another aspect of detachment is letting go of the need for control over external outcomes. We often stress about things we can't control, like other people's actions, the weather, or the future. By accepting that these things are beyond our control, we can focus our energy on what we can influence: our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. Imagine you're working on a project. You've done your best, but the outcome is uncertain. Instead of stressing about the result, focus on what you can control: your effort and dedication. By detaching from the outcome, you free yourself from unnecessary anxiety and find satisfaction in the process itself. Detachment also means letting go of the past and the future. Often, we are haunted by past regrets or worried about future uncertainties. This constant rumination can rob us of the present moment. By practicing mindfulness and being fully present, we can experience life more deeply and joyfully. Think about a time when you were fully immersed in the moment, perhaps while enjoying a beautiful sunset or spending time with loved ones. In those moments, you weren't thinking about the past or the future. You were simply present. This is the essence of mindful detachment. Meditation is a powerful tool to cultivate detachment and mindfulness. Spend a few minutes each day sitting quietly, focusing on your breath, and observing your thoughts without judgment. This practice helps you become more aware of your mental patterns and develop a sense of inner calm and clarity. Detachment also applies to our relationships. We often hold on tightly to people, fearing loss or rejection, but true love and connection come from allowing others the freedom to be themselves. By detaching from the need to control or possess others, we create healthier and more meaningful relationships. Imagine holding a butterfly gently in your hand. If you grip it too tightly, you harm it. But if you hold it lightly, it can rest and fly freely. This gentle hold is what detachment looks like in relationships. It's about giving space and respecting others' autonomy while still offering love and support. Detachment doesn't mean being cold or uncaring. It means caring deeply, but not being attached to specific outcomes. It means loving without clinging and supporting without controlling. This balance can lead to deeper, more fulfilling connections with others. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Seneca emphasized the importance of detachment from material wealth and societal status. They taught that true wealth comes from virtue and wisdom, not from possessions or accolades. By focusing on developing our character and inner values, we find lasting fulfillment. Consider how much time and energy you spend pursuing external success. What if you redirected some of that energy towards personal growth, kindness, and wisdom? By focusing on what truly matters, you can create a life of deeper meaning and satisfaction. Another practice that can help with detachment is gratitude. When we focus on what we have rather than what we lack, we cultivate a sense of abundance and contentment. Start a gratitude journal, noting down things you are grateful for each day. This simple practice can shift your perspective and bring more joy into your life. Imagine waking up each morning and taking a moment to appreciate the simple things: a warm bed, a loving family, a new day. By starting your day with gratitude, you set a positive tone and cultivate a sense of fulfillment that isn't dependent on external circumstances. Detachment also involves accepting change. Life is constantly changing, and resisting this reality can lead to suffering. By embracing change and seeing it as a natural part of life, we can adapt more easily and find peace amidst the fluctuations. Think about the changing seasons. Each season has its own beauty and challenges. By accepting and appreciating each season, we find joy in the ebb and flow of nature. Similarly, by accepting the changes in our lives, we can find beauty and growth in every phase. Remember that detachment is a practice, not a destination. It requires ongoing effort and mindfulness. Start small, making gradual changes in how you view and interact with the world. Over time, you'll find that detachment brings more freedom, peace, and joy into your life. As you continue your journey with Stoicism, embrace the art of detachment. Simplify your life, let go of the need for control, practice mindfulness and gratitude, and accept change. By doing so, you will find a deeper sense of inner peace and fulfillment. You will discover that true happiness comes from within and that you have the power to live a joyful and meaningful life, free from the burdens of attachment. Building on the liberating practice of detachment, let's explore another vital aspect of Stoicism, practicing virtue. Stoicism teaches that living a virtuous life is the key to true happiness and fulfillment. By embodying virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we can navigate life's challenges with integrity and grace. Imagine living each day guided by your highest values. Instead of reacting impulsively or selfishly, you act with purpose and kindness. This is what practicing virtue looks like, and it can transform your life in profound ways. Wisdom is the first of the 4 cardinal virtues in Stoicism. Wisdom involves understanding what is truly important and making good decisions. It's about seeking knowledge, learning from experiences, and applying that knowledge to live a better life. To cultivate wisdom, make a habit of reflecting on your experiences and seeking out new learning opportunities. Think about a recent decision you made. Reflect on what influenced your choice and whether it aligned with your values. By regularly examining your decisions, you can learn to make wiser choices that lead to better outcomes. Courage is the second cardinal virtue. Courage isn't just about facing physical danger, it's also about standing up for what is right, even when it's difficult. It means facing your fears and taking action despite them. Courage can be as simple as speaking up in a meeting, standing by your principles, or pursuing a challenging goal. Consider a time when you showed courage. Maybe you had a difficult conversation, made a bold move in your career, or stood up for someone else. Acknowledge your bravery and think about how you can continue to act courageously in your daily life. Justice is the third virtue and involves treating others fairly and with respect. It's about being honest, acting with integrity, and considering the well-being of others. Practicing justice means making decisions that are fair and just, even when it's inconvenient. Think about your interactions with others. Are you fair and honest? Do you treat people with respect and kindness? By striving to act justly, you can build stronger, more meaningful relationships and contribute to a more equitable world. Temperance, the 4th cardinal virtue, is about self-control and moderation. It's the ability to manage your desires and impulses, maintaining balance in your life. Temperance helps you avoid excess and find joy in moderation. Consider areas of your life where you might be overindulgent. This could be in eating, spending, or even working. By practicing temperance, you can create a more balanced and fulfilling life. One way to integrate these virtues into your daily life is through reflection. At the end of each day, take a few moments to reflect on your actions and decisions. Ask yourself if you acted with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. This practice helps you become more aware of your behavior and reinforces your commitment to living virtuously. Another practical tool is setting intentions. Each morning, set an intention to embody one of the virtues throughout your day. For example, you might decide to focus on courage, reminding yourself to act bravely in challenging situations. By setting these intentions, you bring conscious awareness to your actions and align them with your values. Consider creating a personal code of conduct based on the Stoic virtues. Write down what each virtue means to you and how you plan to practice it in your life. This code can serve as a guide, helping you stay true to your values, especially in difficult times. Living a virtuous life also means being kind and compassionate towards yourself. Recognize that you are human and will make mistakes. When you fall short of your ideals, use it as an opportunity to learn and grow rather than to criticize yourself. Self-compassion is a crucial aspect of practicing virtue, as it allows you to maintain a positive and resilient mindset. Think about a recent mistake you made. Instead of dwelling on it or being overly critical, reflect on what you learned and how you can improve. This approach helps you stay focused on growth and self-improvement rather than getting stuck in negativity. Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of inner virtues over external success. They believed that true happiness comes from living in accordance with our highest values, not from wealth, status, or external achievements. By prioritizing virtue, we find deeper and more lasting fulfillment. Imagine how your life would change if you focused more on being virtuous than on achieving external success. You might find that your relationships improve, your stress levels decrease, and you experience a greater sense of peace and satisfaction. This shift in focus can bring profound and positive changes to your life. Practicing virtue also means contributing to the greater good. Stoicism teaches us that we are part of a larger community and that our actions impact others. By acting with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we can make a positive difference in the world around us. Consider how you can contribute to your community. This might involve volunteering, supporting a cause you believe in, or simply being a positive influence in your daily interactions. By living virtuously, you can inspire others and create a ripple effect of goodness. It's important to remember that practicing virtue is a lifelong journey. It requires ongoing effort, reflection, and commitment. But the rewards are immense. By embodying the Stoic virtues, you can navigate life's challenges with integrity, build meaningful relationships, and find true happiness. As you continue your journey with Stoicism, keep focusing on the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Reflect on your actions, set daily intentions, and create a personal code of conduct. By doing so, you will align your life with your highest values and discover the true meaning of happiness and fulfillment. Remember, living virtuously is not about being perfect. It's about striving to be better each day, learning from your experiences, and growing as a person. You have the power to make a positive impact on your life and the lives of others. Embrace the Stoic virtues and let them guide you towards a life of purpose and joy. Continuing from the foundation of practicing virtue, let's delve into another essential aspect of Stoicism: emotional mastery. Mastering your emotions is about understanding them, managing them effectively, and not letting them control you. This practice leads to a calmer, more balanced life, allowing you to face challenges with composure and strength. Think about the last time you felt overwhelmed by emotions. Maybe it was anger, fear, or sadness. These intense feelings can cloud our judgment and lead to impulsive actions that we later regret. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot eliminate emotions, we can learn to manage them better, leading to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Emotional mastery starts with awareness. Begin by paying attention to your emotions as they arise. Notice what triggers them and how they affect your thoughts and actions. This awareness is the first step towards gaining control over your emotional responses. Imagine you're in a stressful situation at work. Instead of immediately reacting with frustration or anger, take a moment to acknowledge your feelings. Recognize the physical sensations and thoughts associated with the emotion. This pause allows you to step back and observe your feelings without being swept away by them. One effective technique for managing emotions is deep breathing. When you feel a strong emotion rising, take a few deep breaths. This simple practice can help calm your mind and body, creating a space for you to choose a thoughtful response rather than reacting impulsively. Consider a time when you were upset and took a few deep breaths before responding. Reflect on how this simple act helped you regain control and respond more calmly. By incorporating deep breathing into your daily routine, you can improve your emotional resilience. Another powerful tool is cognitive reframing. This involves changing the way you interpret and think about a situation. Instead of viewing an event as a catastrophe, try to see it as a challenge or opportunity for growth. Reframing helps shift your perspective and reduce the intensity of negative emotions. For example, if you receive critical feedback at work, instead of feeling defensive or demoralized, view it as an opportunity to learn and improve. This shift in perspective can help you manage your emotions and respond more constructively. Practicing gratitude is another effective way to master your emotions. When you focus on what you are grateful for, it shifts your attention away from negative emotions and helps you cultivate a positive mindset. Start each day by writing down a few things you are grateful for. This practice can transform your emotional state and improve your overall well-being. Imagine beginning your day with gratitude. Reflect on the positive aspects of your life, no matter how small. By focusing on the good, you set a positive tone for the day and build emotional resilience. Mindfulness meditation is also a valuable practice for emotional mastery. By regularly sitting in stillness and observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment, you develop greater awareness and control over your emotions. This practice helps you become more present and less reactive, leading to a calmer, more balanced life. Spend a few minutes each day meditating. Focus on your breath and observe your thoughts and feelings as they arise. This practice can help you develop a deeper understanding of your emotional patterns and cultivate a more peaceful mind. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of accepting what we cannot change. This acceptance is a crucial aspect of emotional mastery. When we resist reality, we create unnecessary suffering. By accepting things as they are, we can find peace and focus our energy on what we can control. Imagine you're dealing with a difficult situation that is beyond your control. Instead of resisting or complaining, practice acceptance. Acknowledge the reality of the situation and focus on what you can do to move forward. This mindset can reduce stress and help you manage your emotions more effectively. Self-compassion is another key component of emotional mastery. Be kind and gentle with yourself, especially during difficult times. Recognize that it's okay to feel a range of emotions and that everyone struggles. By treating yourself with compassion, you can build emotional resilience and maintain a positive mindset. Think about a time when you were hard on yourself. Reflect on how self-compassion could have changed your experience. By practicing self-compassion, you can support yourself through emotional challenges and emerge stronger. It's also important to set healthy boundaries. Boundaries help protect your emotional well-being and create a safe space for you to process your feelings. Communicate your needs clearly and assertively, and don't be afraid to say no when necessary. Consider a situation where you felt emotionally drained because you didn't set a boundary. Reflect on how setting a boundary could have